dubiest of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus.
With Ramon. Same intro every time.
That's it, man. Consistency pays off.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a brick load, and a couple of things about bricks that we have to remember. And one is that they come in two different ways. Sometimes they have wrap on them.
Like
So,
shrink wrap or something?
like shrink wrap, yeah. It's almost like cling wrap kind of stuff, But the deal is, if they don't have that wrap on them, then as you're traveling down the roads, the brick will start sliding out of their little pile. Okay, and when one falls, then the next one falls, and the next one falls, and they just they can turn to a mess.
Yeah.
Plus when they come out, they go bouncing down the interstate.
Yeah, it'll hit a car.
Yeah. Somebody behind you ain't gonna be happy when that happens, right? Now, if they shrink wrap them, there's no problem. If we get a load of bricks and they are not shrink wrapped, we have to wrap them ourselves. And some places have the netting that we use to do it. Some places don't. But if you ever get some, you gotta save it, because you may need it again. But they're easy loads.
Did you buy the ones you have?
I actually bought one, and it's actually in my tarp box. I ended up going to a shipper that they actually just lay it on the deck of the trailer, and then they put the bricks up there so that you can wrap it when you get done. And so that's the one I've been using, and they're reusable, of course. You just need to take care of them. So when you're done wrapping them, and then you just when you're ready to deliver, you just unroll it back on, roll it back on itself, and then find a good place to store it, and it should last you a while. The next thing is the bricks have you're gonna need edge protection. I have 2-foot V-boards, those plastic V-boards. They work really well.
And the 4-inch ones?
Yeah.
Or are they like 5, 6?
Yeah, the 4-inch ones. Well, I think they're 12 inches by 12 inches. They do pretty good. You just need to put enough securement on there where you're sure they won't move. And most of the time they won't with that mesh on there. The mesh does a really good job holding it in. So you shouldn't have a problem with that. You'll see some guys spreading them out pretty good. But always remember, they're putting them on in stacks, and those stacks, each one of those stacks needs to be secured. Yeah. They can be a little deceptive if they stack them on there really nice and neat. They almost look like it's just, they just continue. Yeah, but just, look at them good. Most brick, they're not palletized. They just leave like little gaps in the brick where the forklift goes in there, and then the bricks are strapped together.
Right, with a little green band.
Yep, those are the green bands, and so we don't count on those green bands because they will break.
Yeah.
Okay. And next thing is, you don't have to put, a ton of pressure on them.
Right.
Because you will crack the bricks. Okay. Yeah. So good moderate secured pressure is all you need. Okay.
Don't put my whole body weight in.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, you got to swim, so you may have to put a little bit in there. Yeah. But if you do those few things, man, you're gonna be just fine.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously, I can call you if I have any questions.
That's right. You're almost on short time, huh? You're on short time, right? It won't be long. You ready to upgrade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, everybody ready to go home. Are you ready to go on your own?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You know, so these shingles, this guy's got shingles.
Mm-hmm.
I like shingle loads and I like brick loads. They're pretty square, flat
Right.
and low, easy to secure. And this guy's got
Two
shingles.
per, or no?
Yeah, well,
Just two.
he's got two, and then he's got some with one, and then he did it right because the ones close to the ends,
Or the ones with two.
the ones with two, that's right. The ones in the middle are kind of landlocked, you know. And as long as you can spread out the pressure, you might be able to do all right. You know, we're limited with the amount of winches that we have, so you know, I always make sure that all the winches are in the middle, and it doesn't matter brick, shingle, sheetrock, they're all pretty much the same. I always make sure all of the winches are in the middle, okay, and then I'll do two on the first load, and then two on the last load,
Yeah.
and then fill in the middle, you know, as many as I can.
Sure.
You know,
2 in the first 5, 2 in the last 5.
Yeah. And then I
And then you should have all the winches that
in
you
the
need.
middle, right?
Yeah, that you need.
So then I'll go 2 in the front and 2 more in the back, you know,
Yeah.
and then 2 more, and then 2 more, and then I'll start counting because some of those are gonna get one. Okay,
Mhm.
there's one generally with shingles and brick. There'll be one pile with just one. They're not stacked side by side. Then they'll take that one and kind of center it. Sometimes they won't center it. They'll just have it on the end. And the reason they'll have it on the end instead of in the center is because where you go to deliver it, if they don't have long blades on their fork, it won't reach them.
Yeah.
You know, then they have a tough time trying to get that pile of brick or shingles off the truck. See? Yeah. You know,
To get like a 4x4 and push it a little.
Yeah, been there, done that, right? You saw that happen, right? Yeah, so, and that was, what did we drop over there? It was, golly, now I'm starting to.
This is just another brick place.
No, remember, this one that you did that tight back. You did that pretty good, too.
The drywall.
Was it drywall?
Yeah. Are you talking about where I reversed into like a little...
Oh, no, that was another. You did a couple of tight backs.
What's another one?
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the slate. Remember we got the slate, and then the guy had to. They put that thin slate in the middle, and the guy couldn't reach it with his forklift, so he went and got the 2x4s to push him close to the edge. And that was the 3rd, July 3rd, before we went to the house for 4th of July.
You're talking about the
In
granite?
Dallas, yes, in the granite. Remember he hit the one in the middle that was right in the center, so he had to use a board to push it to the edge. That's what that was.
Well, I've done that when I worked at Lowe's using my forklift.
Yeah.
And then I can't get it like all the way back to this truck or something like that.
Right.
My fork for some reason, I'll get like a piece of 4x4 or something like that.
And push it.
Push it all the way in.
Yeah.
Just so that he could fit another pallet in there or something like that. Or on the trailers, especially if they're super long trailers. Obviously, I can't go on the trailer with a forklift.
Exactly. Now, you will see forklifts drive on us on our trailer.
Yeah, but
we'll bump a dock, just like a dry van, and then they'll drive the forklift on and put the product on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, we've done that. So you'll bump a dock every once in a while.
Okay.
It's not a common thing. You know, we're generally loaded out in the open. And then we did the last load, and it rode really well. We secured that one really good with the same kind of V-boards. And that was the roll roofing.
Yeah.
And that load rode really well. That's a good example of why we don't take a lot of G's when we're turning corners.
Right, it was so tough.
Yeah, tall loads, man. You don't want to pull any G's going around the corner. The general rule, if you're making a turn and you can feel yourself coming out of the seat a little bit, you're going too fast, you know. So you should, before you enter that curve, you look for some signs that'll tell you, hey, take this curve at 30 miles an hour, and they're speaking to cars. So unless it's got a truck on there, they're speaking to cars, which means we should be going at least 5 miles.
Gotcha. Unless it has that truck that's tilting over.
Yeah. Then other than that, they're actually speaking to cars. And so if it says 30, we need to be going at least 5 miles less than that.
Gotcha.
And then, but if there's nothing there, but if you feel yourself,
like in the country roads, sometimes it just says a sharp corner.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any recommended speed.
Right. And so those we just break it down.
By feel.
Yeah. Just break it down but again, if you start to feel yourself moving a little bit in the seat, that means you're going too fast. You need to drop the speed down.
Accelerate.
Yeah. Now, on that one, a lot of times you probably noticed that I'll drop the jake down and kind of use the jake to slow me down.
Instead of using the brake.
Yeah, so you have to use a lot of foot pressure, and the jake will help you out quite a bit.
Yeah. Right. It helps out a lot.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Let's go secure some brick. Here we go. All right, brick load. All right, so let's talk about this. Now, this looks like one stack, but it's actually it's actually two. So what I want you to do is pretty much it's going to cover both of these, okay? But they're not going to be very far apart, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. But each one of these stacks are going to get two, but we're not really concerned about putting out these straps just yet, because these brick can't be secured like this. And the reason why is like this. You see that? You see this right here? When we driving down the road, they'll start coming apart. Just like that guy picked up that stack and they start falling apart. Well, Melton don't let us just drive them up the road like that. So what we're gonna do is get that mesh right there, and then we're gonna cover this brick with that mesh. You ready? All right, so now we got the mesh up there. That looks perfect. Now, on the top was, we put some bungees to kind of hold the mesh down while we do it. And so those are what we're gonna use, okay? So now, what we're gonna do, I want you to throw 2 straps, and then just like it is, come over here and pay attention to me. I want you to throw 2 straps, okay? Only on this one, because you're not gonna be able to put those up and throw them each one, because it's just gonna fall off on the other side. But when you do this, at least you'll know how far the straps are gonna have to be apart, okay? You follow what I'm saying? You can repeat it all the way down after you know how much distance got to be between. Once you got all the straps thrown over, then we'll put the rest of the edge protectors up there. But at least this will give you an idea of where your straps need to go. All right? All right, let's throw some straps. All right, keep her going. We're looking good. We're gonna keep going. We only got a few more feet left. And then we'll be ready for the run. A lot of people will look at this and then they'll say, man, you got too much secure bit on there. Well, it's a lot, I know. But rather too much than too little, right? We'll finish it up and do a final walk around. Really good. Keep it going. Really good. After you tighten them up, we'll be ready to ride. All right, keep her going. We're looking good. We're gonna keep going. We only got a few more feet left. And then we'll be ready for the run. A lot of people will look at this and then they'll say, man, you got too much secure bit on there. Well, it's a lot, I know. But rather too much than too little, right? We'll finish it up and do a final walk around. Really good. Keep it going. Really good. After you tighten them up, we'll be ready to ride.